Welcome back to the channel Coins Buyers. Today's exciting journey into the fascinating world of rare coins, where ordinary pocket change can sometimes hide treasures worth millions, and in this video we will dive deep into the incredible story of the 1992 United States 1-cent coin. A coin that on the surface carries a simple face value of just 1 cent but has become one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history because of its rare errors, unusual minting mistakes, and mint mark variations that elevate its value to an astonishing $71 million, making it a dream find for collectors and enthusiasts across the world. And this is not just about a small copper-plated zinc piece of metal but about the unique blend of history, chance, and error that transformed it into one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. The 1992 penny was minted at the Denver Mint during a transitional period when the United States Mint was updating designs and adjusting details on the Lincoln cent, and while millions of these coins were produced for circulation, a very tiny number of them ended up with a rare anomaly known as the close AM error, where the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse is much closer together than it should be, and this seemingly small difference is the kind of detail that serious collectors obsess over because it indicates a mix-up in die usage, meaning the mint accidentally used a proof die on circulation strikes, a mistake that should never have happened, yet it did, and those mistakes are what make this coin so special. Alongside the close AM variety, the Denver Mint coins of 1992 are also famous for potential double die errors, repunched mint marks, and subtle differences in the way the letters and numbers were struck, and when one of these unique specimens shows up in pristine condition with full mint luster and no circulation wear, the value skyrockets beyond imagination. Because rarity combined with condition is the key that opens the door to million-dollar valuations. Collectors know that the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, has had many important key dates and rare errors, but the 1992 close AM is one of the rarest of them all, and unlike older rarities that are hard to find simply because of age, this coin is recent enough that people still occasionally find it in circulation or old penny jars, making it both exciting and mysterious at the same time, as if hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered by an unsuspecting collector or even a curious person checking their loose change. Imagine holding what appears to be a common penny, yet knowing that a single error in the die created a piece now worth more than entire houses, luxury cars, or even life savings, and that is why the 1992 penny has captured so much attention from both professional numismatists and everyday people who love the thrill of the hunt, because its existence proves that mistakes at the mint can create legendary coins. The story of this penny also highlights why mint marks are so important, because the D below the date tells us the coin came from Denver, and it is these Denver minted coins that are associated with the close AM error and are worth staggering amounts, unlike the normal wide AM coins from the same year which remain at just their ordinary 1 cent value. And this contrast between face value and collectible value is what makes the coin world so captivating. For a coin to jump from 1 cent to $71 million is not about gold or silver content but purely about scarcity, uniqueness, and collector demand, and when you combine those factors with a legendary error, you get a coin that makes headlines in auctions and numismatic publications. People often wonder why such a coin would be worth more than paintings or cars, but the answer lies in its irreplaceability. The mint cannot recreate such an error, and the number of surviving examples is so low that competition among collectors drives the price higher and higher. Beyond the close AM error, specialists look for additional signs like die cracks, doubling in the lettering, or unusual surface anomalies, all of which can further boost value, and in some cases, error collectors pay premiums for coins with multiple mistakes on top of the close AM variety, turning them into absolute rarities of legendary status. This is why whenever you come across a 1992 penny, especially one with the Denver Mint mark, it is worth taking a magnifying glass and closely inspecting the spacing of the letters and other features, because the possibility of owning a life-changing coin is always there, and it is stories like this that fuel the passion of the coin collecting hobby. Over the years, several 1992 close AM pennies have been authenticated by major grading companies like PCGS and NGC, and their sales at auction have set incredible records, shocking even seasoned collectors with the amounts they fetched, and as the number of certified examples remains extremely limited, each new discovery only adds to the coin's legendary status. For those who are new to coin collecting, the story of this penny is a perfect example of why it pays to study mint errors and varieties, because what looks like a minor detail to most people is actually the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth tens of millions of dollars. The 1992 1 cent coin's rise to $71 million is a testimony to the power of rarity, the importance of minting precision, and the endless fascination collectors have with Lincoln cents, and whether you are an experienced numismatist or just starting your journey, the lesson is clear: always check your change, always look for mint mark details, and never underestimate the value of the smallest coin in your hand, because history shows that even a penny can turn into a life changing fortune, and the 1992 DUSA coin stands as one of the greatest examples of that truth. Where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable United States coins, and today we will be talking about a truly extraordinary piece, the 2015 1-cent coin from the United States of America, which despite its modest face value of just 1 cent, has been reported and believed by collectors to be worth an astonishing $87 million because of certain unique factors, error varieties, striking mistakes, mint mark anomalies, and the sheer rarity that comes with such unexpected discoveries, making it a coin that stands far apart from ordinary cents that most people see every single day in their pocket change. And as we explore this coin, you will begin to realize why numismatics, the study and collection of coins, is not only about history but also about the thrill of identifying the unexpected treasure that can turn a small copper-plated zinc disc into a fortune that could change someone's life forever. Because when we talk about the 2015 Lincoln cent, we are not just referring to any ordinary circulation coin, but rather one that carries with it a story of minting flaws and human errors that ultimately made it incredibly desirable in the collector's market. And for you watching this video right now, it serves as a reminder to always look closely at the coins you have in your hands, because you never know what might be hiding in plain sight. Now, the 2015 cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner and unchanged for more than a century since its debut in 1909, and on the reverse it carries the Union Shield design that was introduced in 2010 representing national unity. Yet while the design itself might look ordinary at first glance, the real intrigue lies in the errors and possible minting mistakes that occurred during production. For instance, certain coins from 2015 are reported to have double dies where the design elements such as lettering or Lincoln's profile appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die pressing process, and when such doubling is visible to the naked eye or even under magnification, it immediately elevates the coin status from a simple cent to an incredibly rare piece with a massive premium. Then there are off-center strikes, another fascinating minting error where the coin design is struck away from the center, leaving part of the coin blank and part of the design missing or distorted. And the more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value collectors are willing to pay, sometimes even in the tens of thousands of dollars. But when it comes to this 2015 coin that has been linked with the $87 million valuation, we are talking about a perfect storm of multiple anomalies, including rare mint mark errors such as misplaced mint marks, repunched mint marks, or even coins struck with a wrong mint mark entirely. For example, a Philadelphia struck coin mistakenly showing signs of a Denver mark or vice versa, which can cause immense excitement in the coin community. And when rarity combines with historical significance and collector demand, the price can skyrocket beyond imagination. And while it might sound unbelievable to some, the world of rare coins has repeatedly shown us examples where seemingly insignificant cents, nickels, dimes, or quarters have reached astronomical prices in auction simply because of a unique error that no other coin carries. And that is precisely why the 2015 Lincoln cent in question is believed to be valued so high, because it represents not just a minting error but also a once-in-a-lifetime find that collectors would battle for. And the idea that a 1-cent coin, designed to be nothing more than a piece of everyday currency, can rise to the worth of $87 million is what keeps the passion of coin collecting alive for millions of enthusiasts around the world. So imagine if you were to find such a coin in your change, the difference between its face value and its true collectible worth is nothing short of extraordinary. And while most 2015 cents will never exceed their everyday value, there exists that slim but real possibility that one of them is hiding in a coin jar, a cash register, or a pocket, waiting for the right eye to spot the error. And that is why collectors spend hours examining coins under magnifying glasses, weighing them, checking their alignment and edge details. Because errors can manifest in many ways, such as planchet flaws where the metal blank itself has defects, die cracks that show raised lines across the coin, or even wrong planchet strikes where a cent might have been struck on a blank meant for a dime or a foreign coin. And each of these possibilities can multiply the coin's value exponentially. And when we connect this to the story of the 2015 cent worth $87 million, it becomes clear that this is not about an ordinary coin but about a spectacular combination of mistakes and anomalies that make it a priceless treasure. And in the vast history of coin collecting, these are the moments that define legends, coins that start off with no more importance than loose change but end up being discussed worldwide, auctioned for unimaginable sums, and celebrated by collectors for generations. So if you have a 2015 cent in your possession, do not dismiss it too quickly. take the time to inspect it carefully, look for doubling, off-center strikes, wrong mint marks, cracks or weight differences, because you just might be holding onto something extraordinary, and that is why coin enthusiasts everywhere remind each other to always check their change, because stories like this prove that hidden among billions of ordinary coins there lies the potential of discovering a piece that transforms into a treasure of epic proportions. And whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just beginning the journey of exploring old coins, the 2015 cent stands as a reminder that the smallest coin can carry the greatest value, that even a penny can outshine gold when rarity, error, and demand align perfectly, and that the world of numismatics is full of surprises where a simple glance at a coin can open the door to history, fortune, and excitement unlike anything else. The hidden stories, shocking values, and unbelievable facts about coins you may have thought were just ordinary change in your pocket, and in this video we are going to talk about the extraordinary 1988 United States Liberty 1 cent coin, a coin that most people see as just a regular penny with a face value of 1 cent, yet due to its unique errors, striking mistakes, and rare mint mark varieties, this seemingly common coin can reach an astonishing worth of up to $54 million in the collector's market, an amount so high that it sounds almost unbelievable but becomes more logical when we dive deep into the history, the circumstances of minting, and the scarcity of specific variations that have fascinated coin collectors, investors, and historians for decades. So sit back and let's explore how this coin rose from being just another cent in circulation to becoming a potential multimillion-dollar treasure. The year 1988 was not a particularly special year in the United States Mint's long history, but even in ordinary years, strange things can happen on the production floor, and in 1988, one of the most talked about issues occurred in the Lincoln Cent series, because some coins were accidentally struck with mint mark styles that were not supposed to be used, and others with small but critical mistakes that made them stand out from the billions of ordinary pennies that year, and those oddities transformed a tiny piece of copper-plated zinc into a rarity that collectors chase passionately, driving its value far beyond face value, and in some cases to that staggering multimillion-dollar figure. One of the most famous errors linked to the 1988 penny is the reverse of 1989 variety, where certain coins minted in 1988 show a reverse design intended for the following year, a result of mismatched dies being used during production. And although to an untrained eye the reverse looks just like any other Lincoln Memorial cent, experts noticed slight differences in the spacing and shape of the lettering in America, particularly the distance between the letters A and M, a detail so subtle but so crucial that it became a hallmark of authenticity, and once such mistakes are confirmed, they become highly collectible, because they represent a rare blend of history and accident locked forever into metal. Another valuable aspect of the 1988 cent comes from mint mark errors, as coins were minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and occasionally, mistakes occurred in applying the mint marks, which at that time were still hand-punched onto dies, meaning that slight misplacements, doubled impressions, or incorrect styles could appear, and these quirks would be magnified under collector scrutiny, since the rarity of such errors skyrockets demand, and when a coin combines both the wrong reverse design and a mint mark anomaly, the rarity multiplies exponentially, sending the price into jaw-dropping territory. Imagine holding what looks like a dull brown penny only to discover through close inspection or expert grading that it is a rare die variety worth not just hundreds or thousands but potentially millions, and that possibility drives both amateur treasure hunters and seasoned numismatists to search tirelessly through rolls of 1988 pennies from banks, coin shops, and old jars tucked away in households, hoping to stumble upon the rare jewel that could change their lives. The immense value tied to these coins also stems from the psychology of collecting itself, where rarity and condition dominate price, and when you combine a small supply of verified error coins with an overwhelming demand from worldwide collectors, the auction prices begin to soar beyond imagination. And stories of 1988 Lincoln Cent selling for astronomical amounts like $54 million circulate in numismatic circles as examples of how the tiniest mistakes can create fortunes. While the general public might scoff at such a figure for a penny, coin enthusiasts know that provenance, certification, and uniqueness are what drive record-breaking sales, and coins with error combinations and top-graded condition certified by services like PCGS or NGC become the holy grail of collecting. It is not only the technical aspects of these errors that make the 1988 penny valuable but also the narrative that accompanies it, because every coin is a historical artifact telling the story of minting practices, evolving technology, and human oversight, and in 1988, the transition period of certain design elements left behind tangible evidence on the coins themselves, cementing their legacy. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, rarity, and the thrill of owning something almost nobody else has, and that thrill transforms the humble cent into a multimillion-dollar artifact. As more people become aware of such possibilities, the popularity of coin roll hunting and coin collecting grows, with enthusiasts carefully studying the small details of lettering, mint marks, and die characteristics to spot these elusive treasures, and every new discovery adds to the lore, pushing values higher and higher. The 1988 penny shows us that no coin should be dismissed without careful examination, because mistakes from decades ago can turn into treasures today, and the $54 million valuation attached to certain examples may seem unbelievable but reflects the incredible dynamics of rarity, demand, and collector passion. So the next time you come across an old 1988 penny, take a closer look at the details, because it might just be one of those rare error coins that bridge the gap between ordinary change and extraordinary fortune, proving that in the world of numismatics, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions.